In this video for the accelerated geometry final exam, final review, I'm going over the last question, so numbers 27 to 36. So I'm focusing on these question numbers. So 27 here is focusing again on that sine cosine relationship, right? Where they are complementary, adding up to 90 degrees. And sine of A is the same as cosine of B. That's their relation. So that means if sine of A is 6 over 10, then cosine of B is also 6 over 10. Then, of course, you can draw the picture of your right triangle to see that as well. So now in 28, here we are given an angle of depression in this problem. So notice how it's right below, right, that line of sight, which is parallel to the ground here. So if our angle of depression here is 40 degrees, then here is also 40 degrees, right, because of alternate interior angles. So now notice we have the opposite looking for adjacent. So this is tangent. So we have tangent of 40 degrees is equal to that 45 feet over x. So that's why here we're going to solve by dividing 45 by tangent of 40 degrees. So x is approximately 54 feet. So now 29, we're looking for the side length of an equilateral triangle. So here you have an equilateral triangle where all sides are the same. That means all angles are the same at 60 degrees. Now we do have the height of this triangle is 21 centimeters. So again, creating that 90 degree, right, your height. And this side, the height is opposite of the 60 degrees, which is your long side. So that means 21 should be in the form of your radical 3. So here we'll go through, and that's why we need to solve and divide by radical 3 here. So now you could leave it as this, or actually, no, you can't, right? Because we have to rationalize. So multiply by radical 3. And that's how you end up with, so this is 21 radical 3, but over now what? Just 3. Then 21 divided by 3 is 7. But remember, that is getting x, which is your short side, 7 radical 3. So if this section is 7 radical 3, then the other section is 7 radical 3, making the side or hypotenuse double that, which is 14 radical 3. Now, some of you, I'm sure, also would want to just maybe use a trig ratio, right? So if you use a trig ratio, you have the opposite. You're looking for the hypotenuse. So this is sine of 60 degrees. That is equal to opposite, which was 21 over x. So notice how you would solve by dividing 21 by sine of 60 degrees. So again, you could solve that the same way and get 14 times radical 3. So now 30 and 31 are review on just good old division. So notice here we need to do long division. So we'll set this up. So we're dividing 6x plus 5 into our polynomial here. And again, you have to use long division for this one because of that coefficient of x. So here we go. Divide the first into the first. So 12 divided by 6 is 2 with 1 less x, right? So now you have x squared. So when you multiply, you get 12x cubed, but don't forget to multiply 2 to the 5. So this is 10x squared. Then subtract or change the signs, right? Because you're distributing a negative 1. So this is 6x squared. Bring down the next term, negative 31x. Then we divide the first term by the first. So this is just 1 or just 1x. Because now when you multiply, you get 6x squared. Multiply again to the 5 here. So 5x. Then again, we're subtracting, change the signs, distribute negative 1. So now here you've got negative 36x. Bring down negative 23. Divide new negative 36 by 6 to get negative 6. But let's get that remainder. So here we're going to multiply and get negative 36x, then minus 30. But again, change the sign. So now this is adding. So now here you've got a remainder of 7, positive 7. So that's plus 7 over 6x plus 5. So now here for 31, can we use synthetic? Yes, because x is by itself. Change the sign. Then coefficients. Now, do we need a 0? No, we are not missing a term. So we're going to now go through -5 here and solve. So remember, always bring down the first term, then multiply below. So this is -54, and then add above, you get -10. Multiply to get positive 90, add to get -1, positive 9 with a remainder of positive 4. So this is 6x squared minus 10x minus 1 plus, because that's a positive 4, so 4 over x plus 9. So now here in 32, you're given this painting here, but the frame is going to be a 2 by 2. So here we just want to calculate, though, the area that would show the frame or show the painting, which is just this small area inside of here, which means we're taking away 2 from each of these. So we're taking away 2 here, and we're taking away 2 here. So that means to find the area, you are just multiplying 6x minus 3 to 4x plus 5. So you're just taking away 2. So this is 24x squared minus 12x, and then 30x and -15. So after combining like terms, you get 24x squared plus 18x minus 15. So now 33 and 34, going back to our dilation. So again, here, remember a dilation, you have to multiply, right, both the x and y by the same scale factor. So if a, like for example here, is at 2, -4, so then a prime is 3, -6. So then b here at -4, -3. So now b prime is now going to be at -6, -9 over 2. So then C prime, well, C right now is at 1, 0. So C prime is at 3 over 2, 0. Then 34, you're going to get the new height and width by using the scale factor of 325%. Now remember, this is a percentage, so out of 100, so that means your scale factor is 3.25. So this enlargement. Now just multiplying, right, both the height and the width, just like the x and y. So the new height is 8.645 inches, and the width is 11.31 inches. So then 35, review with our angles. JFG, which is here, is 12x minus 18. Then here, HFK, this angle here is 20x minus 38. We are looking for angle JFK, which is this angle here. So notice what we're given, we are not solving one of those two angles, so keep that in mind. Now they're vertical, and vertical angles are equal to each other, so that's why we set them equal to each other. And so now here when solving and subtracting, gathering my variables, you're at -18 is equal to 8x minus 38. So now just going through and solving, you should get x is equal to 2.5. So now here, we'll plug that in. Now, does it matter which one? No. So I could plug it into this one here, right? So here, no matter what, when you plug in x, you get that this angle here, HFK, is equal to 12 degrees. That means the measure of angle JFK, because it's a linear pair, add up to 180. So that's why JFK is 168 degrees. So our last one here, 36. The height is 15 inches. And A is 17 inches and B is 25. We're looking for A, B. So we've got to figure out what is X and what is Y. Well, notice we've got Pythagorean theorem. So not once, but twice. So we could do X first. Now notice you're given the hypotenuse. So this is X squared plus 15 squared is equal to 17 squared. So when you solve here, you should get X is equal to 8. So there's one piece. Then same thing again. You have Y squared plus 15 squared is equal to 25 squared, right? Because again, 25 is the hypotenuse. That is your C. So when you go through and solve, you get Y is equal to 20. So that's why here AB is equal to 20